Right, so the Honda Civic 2.2 CTTI, or any Honda Civic really, Mark 8. If you look on any kind of .gov website to see how the MOTs went, because that's what you should do if you're purchasing any car. That gives you a big clue. If you look at the MOT history, you will find that the Honda Civic Mark 8 is very susceptible to rusting. Okay, so if you look at it, that's one of the buying points if you was to buy a Honda Civic as well, Mark 8. You will see that most of the cars have a cautionary kind of point on the Honda Civic Mark 8, which is rust. Right, so, and this car's no exception. When I bought this at 250,000 miles, both the springs were quite rusty, and there was notes on my vehicle tests that said that. So, as you can see, I've got a new-ish spring on this side. I changed last year. And if you will look in a minute on the other spring, you'll see that that new spring on the opposite side is also starting to rust. So there is some sort of a weird kind of susceptibility to rust. I'm not 100% sure what exactly it is. But the worst place to have rust in your car, definitely for the MOT, is on the seals here, which is plastic on this car. But on old cars, old models back in the 80s, that seal area, SILL, is the place for rust. Now, plenty of rust on here. I've been scraping it off, so you need something like a screwdriver. You don't really want mine going blunt, because you need the screwdriver to dig in. Get the light on. Dig in these sort of areas. Anything that's loose, you need to chip off. You don't want any flakes of rust, because we are going to be, well, I'm going to be rust proofing as much as I can any rusty bits, and that should arrest the rust from developing any further. On this car, the strut is quite rusty as well. Alright, so you need to get off the flaky rust. Screwdriver sometimes works. Also quite useful wire brushes, just to doubly clean the area off. So obviously I'm going to get what I can from this side of the car, also from underneath I will do the same thing. Not to forget areas like that. There should be a nice thread there, so clean areas like this off, apply WD-40. Just in case the strut needs to be changed, you don't want that, a crucial part of that, rusting. So the nut will need to be cleaned off as well, WD-40. And it just gives you that extra kind of mileage, because it could be that in the future a lot of these Mark 8s will end up, being scrapped. They'll say, look, MOT, every single one of these Mark 8s will have a failure on it, and then the owner will go, oh, it's big holes in the areas. I imagine there's a big hole, it became weakened. That's it, car's gone. You can't really rescue that. So do what you can. I'll show you down underneath, and I'll show you the other side first on the spring. There you go, amazingly changed last year, I think it was last year, and already what's happened to, it's starting to rust. Alright, we'll show you underneath, areas to look out for. So here's that crossbar. So this car does not have independent suspension on all four wheels. At the back is like a wishbone kind of crossbar that goes all the way across. That's where you're going to get a bumpier ride than the Mark 9. That needs addressing, of course, and after I finish, area where the jacking point is will need to be thoroughly undersealed. I will clean areas where I'm pointing, because that's sort of showing signs of rust and water damage. Of course, check the exhaust. Notice my exhaust is still good. I will clean it somewhat and then spray down areas like that, just to make sure it'll last another winter. Right, look under there, look. Areas like that. Right, it's the rear that normally goes rusty on this car, the rear of the car. Both the rear springs usually. Alright, and I should now lastly show you what I'm going to apply on. One coat should do. The thing I use is this Hammerite #1 rust beater. It's been going around for years apparently, and I've only just kind of gotten onto it the last few years. Superb stuff. One layer is enough to secure and arrest the rust for a few years, 2 or 3 years at least. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you've got Mark 8, have a look underneath. So the other thing with Mark 8 obviously is the water leak on the Honda Civic, so check underneath, make sure you can find any rust and try and solve it. Thanks for watching.